Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. One thing I love about this show is I get to have a lot of firsts, and today I have, for the first time ever, a tattoo artist in the studio. Jerica, how are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you for having me.
Okay, we've been talking for a little bit, and you obviously are a tattoo artist. We're going to talk about that, but you just are an artist in general.
Right.
How did you first get into the arts in the first place?
So first, it started, back in 4th grade. I was, a child, and I started dabbling in just drawings and doodles, and I realized I was pretty good. I tried to impress a few people, and they loved the feedback from me giving them like art drawings and gifts, and so from there, it stuck with me all the way to adulthood. And now that's just like my career. That's what drives me. That's where I am.
Yeah, I can tell that you're very passionate about this.
Yes.
So where did the tattooing begin?
So I started off background graphic design, graduated for, did 2 years associates and bachelors for graphic design work. But after college, I wasn't really into, the professional corporate business type work. I'm more of like, freelance, more of like a laid back type of artist. So I kind of wanted something that was more hands-on, but not so, professional and direct and corporate. So I wanted to transfer that and my energy into, tattooing. People love my work and they want it on their body. So I was like, let me try that. After college, I was like, let me channel that, see if I can get into it. And I just started, dealing with mentors, doing my research, getting classes and getting certified to become an artist.
Yeah, it's got to be a little daunting at first.
It is. It was very scary. Very scary because people. This is life lasting. It's on people's skin, and you want it to be great. You want your artwork to what you can do on paper to reflect on skin. So that's where the transition comes in. It's kind of hard trying to master that, but if you can do it, once you can, and you can draw, once you master that and you get the technique down, it's like butter. So yeah.
That's so cool. It's got to be really satisfying too to be able to see everyone's reaction to it.
Yes.
Do you have a specific style? Doesn't every tattoo artist have a specific style?
Yeah, they do. Honestly, tattoo artists do like to stick to a style. They like to see what they master or what they do better in. But me, I wanted to go into this business not being put in a box. I hate being in a box. You're not gonna just come to me for black and gray or traditional. I like to do everything. So I definitely have tried to work on, I have a wide variety of styles that I try to work on, and I perfect everything. So from typography to I love doing portraits. I love color pieces. I love color. Anything with color. I'm a colorful person, so I try to encourage my clients to get color. Yeah. And then, just from there, they just try to, we bounce ideas back and forth, and I try to be as creative as possible.
I love it. I love it. And talking about creativity here, you do stuff outside of tattooing as well.
Yes.
Can you tell people what else what are you up to?
So right now, this last past year, I've been dealing with mixed media. So doing canvas pieces and going to pop-up art shows in different states to sell and be a part of these art shows. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing 3D art, things that have textures and layers, and I've been playing with epoxy resin that people are familiar with. Yes. So with that, it allows me to have these pieces that should be in like an exposition but I'm selling them so they can have it in their houses and keep it as pieces and remember me that. So, and they're large canvases, what I'm saying? They're not small, they're like, wall pieces. Yeah. And then also this year I am channeling into doing flooring, epoxy resin flooring, and like countertops for like businesses and houses. So anything dealing with epoxy resin, I try to get my craft into that a little better and, perfect that so I can see where that goes.
Yeah, you can do a little bit of everything.
Right, I try to.
Love it.
I try to be a jack of all trades.
I love it. Okay, how can people get in contact with you, learn a bit more about you?
Yeah. So I do have a social media as well. I'm on many platforms. Instagram, that is at official_tatted by Jerry. And then I advertise on Facebook, Tatted by Jerry. And then also I have email, jsgraphics93@gmail.com. And then I do have my business line, my phone number. Did you want that as well?
Yeah,
so
sure,
843-534-7434. And that's all my information there.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me today.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, everybody, you know how happy I am to be back in the kitchen today, and I am joined by Chef Taylor, who is from Cantina Imperfecto. Thanks for coming by.
Of course, my pleasure.
All right, what are you going to be making for us today?
Today we're going to be making chile en nogada, which is actually a traditional and seasonal dish of Mexico, and it represents the flag and their heritage and the history of it.
Beautiful colors too. That's a big part of this dish, but you're gonna kind of put me to work and tell me walk me through the process of how you make this, because we want you to be able to do it at home too. And it shouldn't be too overwhelming, but there are some steps we have to go through.
Of course, yeah, don't worry, I'm definitely going to be putting you to work. You're going to be doing the dishes, you got to earn this meal.
Of course I do. So let's get started. What do I need to do first?
All right, so we'll start by grinding up our spices right here. So we're going to use a molcajete to grind up our spices. So that's some cinnamon sticks. Then we got some cloves. So yeah, just give it a little quick smash, do a circular motion, grind it up. I'm gonna start by toasting our chiles. So we're gonna toast these about 3 minutes each side, you know, depending on the heat. So I'm taking these out and we're gonna put them in a plastic bag. You could always use a bowl and cover it with some plastic wrap.
Okay.
But you know, traditionally, grocery bag, baby. You know, in the kitchen, we always gotta multitask. So we're gonna throw in our finely diced onions and garlic. These are your aromatics for the dish. How you doing over there, Katie?
I'm sweating. I'm sweating.
So once these are translucent, we're gonna go ahead and add our ground pork. Get that all mashed up. So that our meat has some color to it, we're gonna go into our raisins. So it adds a little bit of acidity and sweetness to the dish.
Raisins,
know-
nature's candy.
Exactly. So here we have some fresh peaches and some fresh apples. So yeah, look at those nice bright colors. Let's start on making our sauce. We're gonna start by adding our soaked walnuts that we had overnight. Goat cheese.
Ooh.
I know you're probably gonna say Philadelphia
Cream
cheese.
Cream cheese.
Oh, you know, it's your kitchen. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know. So we're gonna take these out of the bag. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna peel off most of the outer skin. You wanna take a paring knife and make a nice slit 80% of the way,
Okay.
because we're gonna stuff them and we're gonna fry them. All right, can we grab your famous cinnamon?
Oh, finally.
Perfect.
Need salt.
It does. See, that's why we taste test. So we made that little slit down there. We're gonna stuff it, but not too much of the filling that we made. Start whipping our egg whites first. See how fluffy that looks?
Uh-huh.
It has its air pockets. And then you always want to lay it away from you. That way you don't splash yourself with oil.
All right, so now we are going to be plating everything up, and one of the big features of this dish are the colors
Yes,
that
of
look
course.
like the flag, right?
Yes, the white, the red, and the green.
The moment of truth. This was a huge bite for me to go in with. A lot of flavors in there, baby.
This is really good.
It's got pomegranate seed.
Yeah.
That is amazing. This segment is sponsored by Chase. Welcome back to Living Local Carolina, everyone. April is Financial Literacy Month, and I'm joined by Darius from Chase. Darius, you're going to talk to me about scams. What do consumers need to know? What is prevalent right now?
You bet. Thanks, Katie. You know, right now, it feels like all of us are being inundated with impersonation scams, right? And so that's your bank trying to contact you urgently, or maybe, unfortunately, hey, it's tax season, the IRS or local law enforcement. All of these kind of scams we call impersonation scams, and they look and feel really realistic. Another big category is social media scams. Look, we all live, we shop online these days. We're looking for last minute travel deals. Who isn't? And, you know, so you go on, you find these great last minute deals, these websites, and, you know, then they ask you to kind of pay offline. But there isn't an apartment there, or the concert tickets aren't real. So this is really, I think, what's hitting everybody these days.
Gotcha. And we've been talking a lot about AI, obviously. How is AI changing the game when it comes to scams?
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with AI, right? Is that it's making everything look really great and realistic. You've all seen these AI videos out there, and so scammers know that. So the texts that we get, the emails, the phone calls, they look really good. They're not full of the old misspellings that we used to have, right? The images look perfect. It doesn't have those kinds of misspellings. And it's all so much more realistic these days than it ever used to be. So you really do have to double check that you're like actually on the platform. You have to double check the website, and just, you know, really exercise a lot of caution out there, especially around anything that's too good to be true.
These are all great tips, Darius. If somebody wants more information about what we've talked about, where can they go?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we have a ton of information on our website. You don't have to be a Chase customer. It's chase.com/security. Again, that's chase.com/security. It's got everything on there, what to do if you think you might be a scam, how to react, who to contact, best ways to stay safe, as well as what to do if you think maybe you accidentally did or you sent some money, like, you know, what are the fastest and next best steps to take.
This segment is sponsored by Chase. Well, we have got our apron on today because we are at the Art Museum of Myrtle Beach. I'm joined by Colin. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. Let's go ahead and get into it. What are we doing today?
So today we have these stuffed paper sculptures of musical instruments. It's inspired by our exhibit, Lifting Black Voices. We have one of the galleries in the show has an entire gallery full of paintings and artwork that is inspired by jazz and music. Mm-hmm. So this is a pretty simple project, but still it gives you really cool results. So the first step for this is you're going to print out either some type of musical instrument, it could be whatever you'd like. We have some tubas here. And after you print them out, you're going to cut them out, and then you're going to get another sheet of paper and you're going to trace the outline of the instrument.
Okay.
So you just go around, and this, it doesn't have to be nice and neat. You can do it a little quick, you can do a little sketchy, which I like to do.
I'm very focused right now.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it didn't have to be perfect.
Yeah, sketching it takes a lot of focus, more focus than you think.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. So yeah, once you have that all sketched out, you'll end up cutting it out.
Okay.
But thankfully, we already have these two examples already cut out.
Yay!
So yeah,
I can skip that step. Yay! Okay.
So yeah, once you cut them out, you will have, of course, two pieces of paper, and what you want to do is first staple half the papers together. So I did it kind of a little strategic spot so we can still kind of have some areas where we can end up stuffing the paper in there. So I did some like at the top, and I just did some of the sides too, leaving openings up here and also here at the bottom as well. But after you get it stapled together, you get to decorate it. And
okay.
Of course, this is completely up to the artist how you would want to decorate it, using whatever colors, whatever types of patterns. It's completely up to you.
Let's do it.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, guys, welcome to Georgetown, South Carolina. Today I'm at the Gullah Museum and I'm joined by Beatrice. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Let's get into it. I was walking around looking at all the different things you have in here, but can you kind of put into words what the Gullah Museum is all about?
The Gullah Museum is about advocating, educating, and preserving Gullah Geechee culture. So at our museum, we like to show how the Gullah Geechee are connected to our African heritage.
All right, so what are some of the things that people can come and look at here?
Okay, so well, I think one of the most popular things for people to look at is our bottle tree, our quilts. One of our featured items here are our story quilts, and our story quilts tell the story of the Gullah Geechee people.
Okay, tell me more. Tell me more.
So we have behind us we have our Michelle Obama quilt, and that quilt shows Michelle Obama's heritage from Georgetown, South Carolina, and starting from her great-great-grandparents to her grandfather, and how she's connected to Georgetown, South Carolina.
There's a lot to learn here. I think it's one of those things where you have to really walk around, and you guys have the knowledge too, to where, you know, you see these pieces of pottery, there's so much history behind it.
Yes. The pottery is great because that is our connection also with the indigenous people of America too, because the Kalana ware was made by African Americans and the indigenous people.
And we were talking about this earlier, but the actual history of this museum, how did all of this come to be with your family?
Okay, so actually the museum was founded by my parents, Andrew and Vermel Rodriguez. It started out as just like a shop, and then my mom realized, oh, this really isn't a shop. It's a museum, and we're teaching people about the Gullah Geechee people, so let's just expand on it. We are just a one-room museum, but we pack in a bunch of history and culture about the Gullah Geechee.
Okay, tell me about Lorenzo Dow Turner.
Okay, Dr. Lorenzo Dow Turner is considered the father of Gullah studies. He's important because he's the person who got us first recognized as a culture and a language. His most important work, of course, is he was able to prove that Gullah was a language, because Gullah is a Creole with, it's an English-based Creole with African vocabulary. We have 30 different African languages in our vocabulary. We also have French and Spanish, and it also includes African syntax and grammar. So that was really important, because people before that thought we were just talking gibberish or baby talk or broken English.
But not at all.
No, it's a full language.
That's so cool. Let's talk about food too.
Oh God, Gullah Geechee food. Man,
what can you say?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of food that people think of as low country food is actually Gullah Geechee food, like she crab soup, shrimp and grits, red rice, chicken plow, chicken bog. I mean, we can go on and on about Gullah Geechee food and its influence in American culture and Southern culture.
And music as well.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I mean, music, you know, the Negro spirituals that were first recorded were all recorded in Gullah Geechee communities in Georgia and South Carolina. Some songs that people think of as just, you know, regular songs, like the song Kumbaya, that is a Gullah Geechee song. And
I did not know that.
Yes, and it was, the first recording of it was in 1926 of a Gullah Geechee man in Georgia.
Wow.
Michael Row Your Boat to Shore, that's a Gullah Geechee song.
Yeah, very cool.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.